In the past year, few YouTubers have come close to causing as much controversy as JiDion. For those unaware, JiDion is a 21-year-old YouTuber who mainly makes prank videos. He began posting content in 2019, but really hit his stride about a year ago, and practically every single video he ever posted went viral. Today, he is currently averaging the same subscribers per month as George Not Found, Tom Yannet, and Sapnap combined. Clearly, JiDion is one of the most popular content creators in the modern age, but as I said 2 seconds ago, he has not gotten to where he is today without gaining a fair share of detractors. A controversy with Pokimane caused JiDion to get banned on Twitch permanently, despite just having received the status of partner a day before, and having no previous bans on Twitch. And more recently, JiDion got into a controversy with GMSMP or Tom Yannet, when Tommy claimed that JiDion was harassing his fans at TwitchCon. For many people, JiDion is a prime example of everything wrong with content creation nowadays, comparing him to streamers like IShowSpeed. His detractors claim that he is loud, annoying, obnoxious, that he harasses people in public, that he is a misogynist and sexist, and the last criticism is what most people have an issue with. When he got into his beef with Pokimane, some of the biggest Twitch streamers like Kratzy, Valkyrae, Mizkif, and even Jacksepticeye spoke out against him and called him a misogynist, although they were all too pussy to actually say his name, but that was whatever. However, is that really the case? I started following JiDion after his drama with Poki to see if and how he would change, and I can honestly say that I feel like most of the hate JiDion gets is undeserved and overblown. While I cannot say that JiDion is not loud, annoying, and obnoxious, because he is, he does not harass anybody in his videos, and he certainly is not sexist or misogynistic. So without further ado, let's get into the video. First, I'm going to talk about his drama with Pokimane to disprove the sexist claim, then his drama with Tom Yannet to disprove the harassment claim, then give some final thoughts at the end of this video. If you already know the JiDion Pokimane drama, you can skip to this timestamp on screen now, because it's going to take me a minute to explain everything. So in January of 2022, Pokimane was starting to come under fire for the 87th time in her career because of her participation in Twitch's React meta. This saga of Twitch was when streamers such as Pokimane would straight up stream the entirety of a TV show on Twitch. This led to many Twitch viewers becoming angry at Pokimane making lazy content that could potentially put the site in danger, as she was literally pirating network television for thousands of people. It was also during this time that a clip of Pokimane saying the N-word began to circulate around social media, and while the clip had made the rounds before, most of Poki's detractors did not care and presented it as new anyway. This clip, along with the participation in the reaction meta, caught the attention of JiDion. After seeing all of the pre-existing drama surrounding Pokimane, JiDion decided to put Pokimane's stream up on his stream. JiDion's fans then flooded the stream with the L+ ratio, causing Pokimane to clearly become uncomfortable and end her stream early. Fans going over to a Twitch streamer's stream when another Twitch streamer talks about them to flood their chat is not really something most people can control. So I would not fault JiDion too much for this, but then he decided to say this.
Niggas are snitching! Bro, she's not gonna fuck you! She's not gonna fuck you, bro! She's not gonna fuck you, nigga! Nigga, why you snitching? Stupid minors! Oh, hell no! If you're from Pokimane, if you're from Pokimane's chat, and you have a penis, I'm gonna tell you this right now. She is not gonna fuck you, bro. I don't care how much you donated. I don't care how many hours you watch her. She's not gonna fuck you, bro. She has a man's. Bro, you probably don't want to hear this. You probably don't want to hear this. You probably don't want to hear this. But I'm sorry. I'm going to break the fourth wall. And spoiler alert, she's getting dicked down every night by another nigga.
Afterwards, JiDion pulled the clip of Pokimane saying the N-word up on the stream to use it as reasoning for why he did not like her. Although, as I said previously, this clip is not new and something she had already addressed. In the aftermath, JiDion received a 14-day ban on Twitch. And initially, JiDion did not try to back down, even changing his profile picture to a picture of Pokimane with no makeup on to try and pwn her again. Meanwhile, Pokimane went private on Twitter and called on streamers to speak up against JiDion being misogynistic towards her. This ended up working, and this is when people like Jacksepticeye and Valkyrae started speaking out and calling JiDion sexist. At this point, JiDion started to take this situation more seriously, with his explanation being that he did not hate Pokimane because of her gender, but because he simply did not like her as a person. This is when the bigger situation became a lot weirder and does not really relate to JiDion at all. TLDR is that Pokimane and her friends started to ignore JiDion completely, instead went after Twitch streamer Ninja, because Ninja defended JiDion, and then Ninja's wife threatened a lawsuit against Pokimane, and it kinda spiraled out of control. But JiDion was not actually involved in that part, besides reporting the inciting incident, nor is he even on Ninja's side in the drama, so I'm not gonna talk about it more. Getting back on track, a day later, JiDion decides to officially end his crusade against Pokey, changing his profile picture to a picture of Mark S. Bruhlie, and posting a note-app apology later in the day. In it, he claimed that, "My ideal content is to always put the joke on me, but I put the joke instead on others, which is going against what I stand for to begin with. Remember this line for later." From this point forward, whenever JiDion talked about the incident, he would always make a point to say what he said was wrong and sexist, even if he did not mean it to come out that way in the moment. Despite JiDion's apology, Twitch would end up raising JiDion's 14-day ban to a permaban. JiDion would spend a bit of time trying to get his permaban removed, and he posted a video to Twitter where he again owns up to what he said and asked Twitch for a second chance to do better.
But I'm not here to talk about why I got banned, because I deserve to get banned. It is what it is. I broke TOS. But what I am here to talk about is I'm here to ask Twitch to make it fair. Because when Twitch first banned me, I got a 14-day suspension. But after other people reacted to my ban and voiced their opinion of that not being severe enough, my 14-day suspension went to a permaban, which I feel isn't fair. I feel that Twitch should keep my 14-day suspension, especially for a first-time offense, and not let outside factors determine, me being permabanned. Obviously, what I did was wrong. It is what it is, but how am I supposed to do better the next time if I can never get a next time?
Pokimane also ended up accepting his apology in a tweet a few days later, but unfortunately for JiDion, Twitch to this day has yet to unban him, and now JiDion streams on YouTube instead. That is the entire JiDion and Pokimane drama summed up. Pokimane was under fire for some sketchy behavior she exhibited, and because of that, JiDion started to insult her on his stream and encouraged his fans to attack her as well, resulting in JiDion getting a permaban from Twitch and being labeled as the face of misogyny online. Now, before I start to defend JiDion, I want to make this clear. What JiDion said was clearly misogynistic. There is no arguing that. He literally claimed that all of Pokey's male viewers were only watching her because she was an attractive woman, posted a picture of Pokimane looking unattractive to try and pwn her, and encouraged his fans to repost the image. His initial excuse that he was only insulting her because of a personal dislike instead of because of her being a woman does not justify the fact that JiDion still attacked her for things being specific to being a woman. There are ways to criticize someone without using personal attacks and make you come off racist, homophobic, or, in this case, sexist and misogynistic. However, with all that being said, I still think JiDion was treated unfairly in this situation too. For one, the fact that his ban was up from a 14-day ban to a perma-ban with no reason given is completely insane. By banning JiDion permanently, Twitch is removing any opportunity for JiDion to come back to Twitch and improve not just as a content creator, but as a person as well. Right now, JiDion detractors are probably thinking, well, he should have known better than to send a hate raid to one of Twitch's biggest creators, and to some extent I agree. But what these people are missing is that JiDion has actually pulled stunts like this before. In 2021, JiDion had an ongoing meme in his channel that he had a celebrity crush on Lizzo. He even made a song called Thick Chicks about, well, I do not need to spell it out for you. To an outsider, this may look like JiDion is being fatphobic and going after Lizzo specifically. However, that is not the case. If you go to the comments on JiDion's song about big girls like Lizzo, most of the comments are either about how the song is unironically good, or how they think that JiDion is actually serious or straight up pushing for body positivity. And a few months later, literally days before the Pokimane drama, JiDion noticed that Lizzo was live on Instagram and had his fans spam the video in their chat. Lizzo ended up watching the video on stream, and now I bet JiDion detractors are thinking this is where the part where it goes wrong, but it is not. Lizzo ends up liking the video and laughing at it, which in turn pleased JiDion and JiDion's fans.
Burger King on Chick-fil-A!
What I'm trying to say is that JiDion's experience with Lizzo might have led him to think it was okay to go after Pokimane. You could argue that JiDion sent a hate raid towards Lizzo on Instagram, just like he did with Pokimane. Only Lizzo was a good sport about it and went with the joke, while Pokimane did not. However, the important difference here was, with JiDion interacting with Lizzo, The joke was obviously on JiDion and his fans knew that. You were supposed to laugh at JiDion for making a fool of himself and saying things like, if she ain't 280, she ain't a lady. Not at Lizzo for being fat. With JiDion interacting with Pokimane, JiDion straight up did not put the joke on himself and instead clearly insulted Pokimane. Even if he did try to put the joke on himself, his fans did not get that, unlike with Lizzo where his fans understood that JiDion was the one you should be laughing at. That was why I thought JiDion was treated unfairly in the moment. While what he said was clearly wrong, I genuinely believe him when he says that it was not his intention to insult Pokimane, and that he tries to put the joke in his own content on himself. I gave the Lizzo interaction as an example, but just by watching some of JiDion's other videos, it is clear that the joke is always supposed to be on him. However, now I would like to talk about something rarely ever seen after a YouTube drama: JiDion's progress. Unlike 99% of YouTubers after a drama, JiDion has actually learned from his mistakes. First, JiDion decided to personally reach out to Pokimane in private to try and resolve the beef between them. This led to an over 1 hour conversation on Discord that we saw absolutely none of, probably because JiDion was not trying to make content and instead actually wanted to clear up the issue with Pokimane. And he did such a good job at ending his beef with Pokimane in private that Poki and JiDion decided to literally make a collaboration video with JiDion's YouTube channel and hang out in person. I'd recommend watching this video for yourself, but the entire point of the video is for JiDion to come out and say once and for all that what he did was wrong, and that he did not want his platform to be a space for negativity.
I was reckless as fuck. Like, I was really rude and mean and stuff like that. So I do want to apologize. Another reason why I wanted to like stop it is a lot of you guys were using me as like a scapegoat just to get at her. And I'm like, bro, no. Even like this last month, I feel like I really matured a lot. And I was just thinking, I was like, damn, I want to be like a good influence. I'm still gonna do fuck shit. Don't get me twisted. I'm probably gonna get arrested. Yeah, not too fucked, and it's also I want like them to learn lessons. Laughs and everything is one thing, but like giving people like something positive to look at.
And since then, JiDion has kept true to his word. As far as I can tell, he has been much more careful about making sure that he's not targeting or insulting anyone specifically in his streams and videos, besides for light jabs. And when he does his crazy pranks, he made it clear that you are supposed to be laughing at him, or at least not laughing at anybody getting mad. The closest JiDion came to another controversy like this one was when JiDion made a video where he went to America's most racist town, and Twitch streamer Hassan Piker reacted to it on stream, claiming that JiDion was not taking racism seriously. JiDion responded not by insulting Hassan or making fun of him, but by taking what Hassan said seriously, and then responded to it on stream in a calm yet opposing manner. And when JiDion went to TwitchCon Amsterdam, he was able to meet up with Hassan without any problem. Of course, that's not what most people remember JiDion doing at TwitchCon. Right now, JiDion detractors are probably thinking that I am wrong in saying that he has changed because he harassed Tommy and its fans at TwitchCon. I am gonna come out and say now that this is false. Was JiDion loud, obnoxious, and generally making a fool of himself in public? Yes, he was. There is a big difference between making a fool of yourself in public to try and make people laugh, and harassing people to make them feel bad or get a funny reaction for YouTube views, and JiDion did not do the latter. Unlike with the Pokimane situation, I am not going to give an overview of what specifically happened. All you really need to know is that Tommy Edit said some fans were being harassed by a nameless YouTuber during a Twitch stream. People figured out pretty quickly that it was JiDion, and a few weeks later, JiDion came out and released his TwitchCon vlog to try and disprove the claims of harassment made against him. And, in my opinion, he did just that. What I will do instead is a frame-by-frame analysis of the clip where the harassment supposedly happened, because I'm guessing the JiDion detractors are not going to bother watching JiDion's video for themselves. So now let's go over the quote-unquote harassment JiDion committed against Tommy and his fans. The first and one of two things I think you can rightfully criticize JiDion for in this situation was that JiDion cut a ton of people in line, which obviously is not cool. But the only reason he cut was because the person in charge of the line was a fan of JiDion, and he let JiDion cut everyone. So I would argue this is both JiDion and the Twitch employee's fault, not just JiDion. When he gets in line, he first screams, "Who is excited for Tommy?" which he'll do a lot, and then starts taking pictures of the people in line who recognize him. Then, JiDion does what I think is the second thing you can argue that he did wrong in this situation, which is make some sketchy jokes about Tommy. He first says that no one lays wood like Tommy, then says he is the sexiest man alive, and in a later scene he asks the security guard what Tommy's hair smells like. although the security guard does not get angry and goes along with the joke. While, in my opinion, these jokes are barely edgy and harmless, many of Tommy's fans have claimed that these jokes are uncomfortable, since Tommy has spoken out against similar jokes in the past. However, 1. There are so many instances of Tommy or his friends making these types of jokes anyway, even though Tommy is supposedly uncomfortable with them. 2. Tommy literally went on a dating show days before this drama happened, so he and his fans should not be surprised when others make slightly sexual jokes about Tommy. And 3. I highly doubt that JiDion knows these jokes make Tommy and his fans uncomfortable. That would imply JiDion is active in the Minecraft Twitch community, but he very clearly is not. Moving on from there, he then starts to talk with the people who will eventually get mad at him later. But all he asks them is how long they have been watching Tommy and how far they traveled to come to TwitchCon, so he is literally just having a normal conversation. Then he does the previously mentioned interaction with the security guard, and then JiDion screams again, but this time gets yelled at by another person to shut up. He stops and apologizes, although he also says that she did not have to be mean. JiDion's Twitch employee friend comes back over, and asks if he should throw the person who yelled shut up out of the line, and JiDion immediately denies his request. JiDion then points out how he is the only black person in the line, which another person overhears, and they shout out, "I'm mixed," and JiDion gives them a high five. Tommy then walks out and JiDion starts screaming again, although this time everyone else is also screaming at Tommy. Now, this is where things really start to turn south. The girls he was talking to from earlier who, keep in mind, their only direct interaction with JiDion was JiDion making simple conversation with them, let JiDion go ahead of their group because they were pissed off at him and they did not want JiDion near them. Once JiDion hears that the girls do not want to be near him, JiDion immediately agrees to their request and then goes in front of them, although he starts screaming at Tommy immediately after he goes ahead of them, so he has not been deterred from acting like an idiot. Then, a new security guard walks over and tells JiDion to quiet down, and says that the girl who yelled shut up at JiDion claims that she was being harassed by him. JiDion talks to the camera for a bit, voicing his frustrations because, at this point, all JiDion has done is act overly excited to see Tommy, and when told to be quiet or go away, he has immediately done so. JiDion starts talking to some more people about how he is Pokemon's best friend, which, while he is definitely messing with the people in line, it has not come close to harassment. And then one girl says something about the way JiDion presents himself is annoying. Another person goes with JiDion's joke, to which JiDion compliments him to the camera, saying that we need more people like him in the world. It then cuts to a Tommy fan saying, "Should I say hi to the video now or what?" to JiDion's cameraman, seemingly unprovoked. JiDion says he is live on OnlyFans and Facebook, and one of the girls getting annoyed that he is talking to drops her fan. JiDion picks it up, but she refuses to take it back from JiDion. JiDion then yells at Tommy again, this time not as loud, but one of the girls in line still replies with a sarcastic comment. Another Twitch employee goes up to JiDion to ask him if he cut anyone, to which JiDion replies that another Twitch employee brought him to the front of the line, which, to be fair, is true. Then it cuts to one of the girls from before, who seems to be the one who brought the security guard over, and she tells the guard that JiDion is filming people's faces and screaming at people, which is making people uncomfortable, although she later leans in towards the camera and says hi, so she clearly doesn't have a problem with her face being shown. And as a side note, I'm sure you have noticed by now, but all the people who had a problem with JiDion have had their faces blurred out. And since the video has been up, JiDion has blurred even more people he had positive interactions with. So it's not like JiDion is forcing these people to be shown in the video. If they don't want to be in the video, they can just tell him, and JiDion will comply with their demand. JiDion then corrects the girl and says he has only shouted at Tommy, which is true based on the footage shown. He offers to show the guards all their footage to dispute the girl's claim, and the girl then brings up the quote-unquote weird comments JiDion made about Tommy, and JiDion responds with asking what was weird about what he said, and questioning if the girl is being homophobic. I will admit here that this was a mistake on JiDion's part, as he probably should have just said, "my bad," instead of trying to claim that the girl was homophobic. As I explained previously, I think that the broader criticism that JiDion was making weird jokes about Tommy is unvalid anyway. The girl repeats that he is making people really uncomfortable, and at this point, JiDion jumps in and says that he can turn off the camera right now, wait in line peacefully, and not talk to anyone, to which the security guard high-fives them. I guess technically this is about to be the third thing you can criticize JiDion for, because he continues to record a Tommy meet and greet. But if you pay attention, the clip immediately after he agrees to stop recording begins when he is at the very front of the line about to meet Tommy. So I think it is obvious that he only said recording so he could record his interaction with Tommy, aka the part where people are explicitly allowed to record a meet and greet. He did not interact with any fan from this point forward. JiDion then officially meets Tommy, and the interaction is pretty harmless. JiDion keeps saying he is Tommy's biggest fan, and claims that his other fans were a little mean, while Tommy clearly recognizes JiDion as JiDion, but does not say anything until the end, to which JiDion replies with,
Not all black people look the same, you know what I mean?
To end the section, JiDion runs back to the end of the line, screaming about how he touched Tommy. Later in the video, he not only meets up with Pokimane again, further showing that there is no bad blood between them, but he also gets kicked out of TwitchCon. However, the reason for this is not because he is being rude to Tommy and its fans, but because he was using someone else's tickets to get into the event, which I guess is fair. The only thing left to add on is that, on his social media and in the video, JiDion said that he has no beef with Tommy, and that he only included this section to disprove the claim that he was harassing Tommy's fans. He acknowledges the fact that Tommy asked him to not show the footage, but he claims that he has to show the footage to disprove the allegations, and since he censored all the faces, I did not see a problem with JiDion posting his side of the story. And finally, around a week after JiDion posted the video, Tommy and Ed went on stream and said that he had a long call with JiDion, where they resolved their differences and are now on the same page. They even realized that they are both going to the KSI fight, so it is likely that we see a collab between Tommy and JiDion, like we did with JiDion and Pokimane. To me, it is clear that JiDion did not harass anybody. All he did was act overly eager to see Tommy in it, and try to make conversation with people who generally were not interested in talking to him. While you can claim that JiDion was being annoying and maybe even disrespectful in general, to claim he harassed anybody specifically would be a stretch. And to JiDion detractors who think that he edited a video to make himself look better, and there is some hidden footage that shows JiDion being disrespectful directly to specific people, I actually have proof that counteracts this claim. On JiDion's TwitchCon vlog, there is a comment from a person named Amy the Mudkip, who claims that she was behind JiDion in the line, and that everything shown in the video was 100% accurate to how it played out in real life. This is important because Amy the Mudkip is not some random ass commenter pulling shit out of her ass. She is a somewhat well-known person in the Minecraft community, having worked for Hypixel and Badline, and literally being the artist who made Technoblade's profile picture. She even posted pictures of her going to TwitchCon on her Twitter. Maybe she is a really big super fan of JiDion, who decides to go against her own community, and cover for him in a comment section of a YouTube video with over 100,000 comments, but I highly doubt it. Those were all of JiDion's major controversies and why I feel like he was mistreated in them. But before I end this video, I want to point out a few more reasons why you should like JiDion. Because I am sure there are some people watching right now thinking, well, maybe JiDion was treated unfairly by the internet, but I still do not respect his content. One of the biggest reasons I like JiDion is that he actually tries to give back to his community. And I do not mean he does a charity stream every 6 months or something. In nearly every video, he will show an interaction with a fan he had and give their YouTube channel a shout out. In the TwitchCon vlog, he did this twice. He also has a habit of finding a small YouTuber's content and assigned a fly to them wherever they live to do a collab video. A few examples of this are his collabs with Brandon Buckingham and Skeeter Jean. It's also surprising how nice his fanbase is. As you can imagine, there are times in JiDion's videos when someone he is pranking genuinely gets mad, and in almost every case, not only does JiDion try to make up with them, but all of JiDion's fans go to his comment section to say how sorry they are for them. The most notable example is JiDion interacting with a professional artist. To sum up the interaction, JiDion went to an art convention so he could give really bad drawings to people, and ended up pissing off one of the actual artists at the convention. At first, JiDion continued to troll, trying to get the artist to have an art off with him. But by the end of the video, JiDion ends up apologizing to him and gives him a huge tip. And after his fans flood the comments with how much they genuinely liked the artist, JiDion contacted the artist in private to film a real collab video. I think you also have to respect how most of JiDion's pranks are not lame, probably fake social experiments. He is straight up making a fool of himself in some of the most public places imaginable. How many creators have the courage to sneak into a college exam just to cheat, go to an NBA game and get a haircut courtside, and catfish and meet up with a child predator? Another thing to keep in mind is that, someday, JiDion will be unable to do these pranks because of what I refer to as the Raccoon Eggs effect. Raccoon Eggs was a CSGO YouTuber whose content revolved around going into CSGO lobbies and saying ridiculous things to make people laugh. These videos blew up, but there came a time when Rack was so well known in the community that he was unable to make these videos successfully, since people would recognize him instantly and then purposely act out for the camera. While they may seem completely different, I think JiDion and Rack actually are really similar. There will be a point when JiDion will be unable to make these pranks because he will be so well known that people will either purposely act out to be in the video or immediately catch on to what he is doing. So for now, all I want to do is sit back and enjoy the content while it lasts. And that is going to be it for this video. Originally, I was going to talk more about how JiDion is actually a lot more similar to people like Raccoon Eggs, JSlat, The Misfits, and some other edgy creators that are much more respected in the community than JiDion, and how I feel as if creators that come from the W community in general are not as respected as they should be, but this video is already getting long enough. So I'm going to end it here. Maybe one day something will come out about JiDion that is truly undefendable, but for now, I think JiDion is better than you think. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.